Hello, welcome to Benjy's Cafe podcast, and hope you're enjoying Series 2 as much as I am. Joining me for a cuppa in Episode 6 is the actor Lucyelle Cliffe. Lucyelle has been top of the game for over 20 years, and sharing joy for even longer. Her West End credits include the smash hit musicals Wicked at the Apollo Victoria Theatre London and Les Miserables at the Queen's Theatre. She has also appeared in the UK and Ireland tour of Legally Blonde and in Sondheim's Into the Woods at the Theatre Royal Bath, directed by Monty Python's Terry Gilliam. And in 2024, Lucyelle was awarded the Founders Cup by London School of Musical Theatre in recognition of her work and career. In this episode, we chat resilience, self-care, and the power of positivity and gratitude in everyday life.
I wake up every morning, I plant my feet down, I say thank you, sleep, thank you, bed, thank you, day. I always say thank you because I am so happy that I'm still here and I'm alive. And I get to play on another day. It's so important to look after yourself. You go first. You can't pour from an empty cup.
She is one of the most talented and caring souls in theatre. This will be lovely. Welcome to Benjy's Cafe podcast, Lucyelle Cliffe. Hi, Lucyelle. How are you?
Hello, BH. What an introduction. My heart is swelling. It's actually swelling. That's so gorgeous. Thank you.
Well, you're gorgeous. It's so good to see you. And we're recording this on a Monday. What a lovely start to the week. Have you had a good one so far?
I've had a gorgeous one, thank you. The sun is shining, the birds are tweeting, blue skies abound. It's so beautiful. I'm delighted.
Oh, bliss. Doesn't it make a difference? Just a little bit of sunshine to the soul.
Yeah.
It's marvellous, isn't it?
I'm a sun baby. I was born in June, so I'm very much a summer kid.
Oh.
The sun comes out and I'm just like, yeah, I'm in my element.
Yeah, it just puts a little spring in the step to start the day when the sun pops out. I love it.
Me too.
Well, it's lovely to see you, Lucyelle. We worked together. I think it was 2017 on the UK and Ireland tour of Legally Blonde. I just want to say thank you. You were so kind and caring on that tour, and there's such beautiful qualities you have. Have you always had those, do you think? Do you think they come from your family?
Ben, that is so gorgeous because you filled my heart with so much joy. I nearly peed a number of times in your company, in the best way, of course.
I hope you did pee, and thank you for putting up my Bruce Forsyth impressions. Bloody hell. I think the whole world is sick of my Brucey.
Brucey is renowned. I feel you might be a love child of Sir Bruce. Can I say that?
Well, I've definitely got the chin for it.
With regards to the kindness and love, yes, I would say that both my parents growing up showed me and my sister so much love, so much kindness, and not only to ourselves, but they were so beautiful in offering that out to other people. Growing up, we had a number of Hungarian family members. I'm half Hungarian, mum's from Budapest. People don't know. And we also had a number of foreign students that stayed with us from France, from Germany, Austria, Russia, China, Japan, because my mum taught English as a second language to foreign students. So yeah, I'd say that mum and dad, their love and kindness to anyone and everyone maybe rubbed off on me. And I also think kindness and love doesn't cost anything, so why not give that out? Because you just don't know what people are going through at the time.
Completely, Lucyelle. That's so lovely. What I love there is, like, my gosh, all those different nationalities when you were growing up. That's how lovely to start to get such a broad spectrum of life at such a young age.
Yeah, and mum and dad were so wonderful. They'd drive us and we'd visit different countries, Spain, Italy, Germany, obviously Hungary. And they love languages, they love travelling, they love different cultures. So me and my sister, Sophia, were very much a part of that. And I think as well, growing up with so many different people with so many different accents really helped me with my gift of accents, because I'm very good at accents, Ben, as you know.
You are. You're fantastic at accents.
I love an accent or five, yeah.
Yeah, so you think you just have always had an ear for them, just for picking up the local dialect wherever your parents kind of took you on your travels?
I think so, absolutely. Mum being Hungarian as well, it's renowned for being one of the most difficult languages to learn and to know, because I speak that fluently as well. I think that really helps with dialects, different accents I do. And being a kid, growing up, listening to different cartoons, watching films, I would imitate those characters and try and do impressions of people, whether they were male, female, a child, a baby, a granddad, a grandmother. I would go for it. I would try my best. And that kind of stretched my range, hence why I cover all the roles in the land. And when I'm in ensemble, I'm at least 8 or 9 different characters,
Yeah, well, you played so many different characters, some great parts in Legally. Is it kind of tricky jumping from, one costume, one persona to the next?
Costume wise, that has nothing to do with me. That's the phenomenal costume team, as you know, our wardrobe teams. All hail, all hail. They're incredible. Honestly, I think they're amazing at what they do. But in terms of switching from character to character, I find that quite easy in a sense that I can just switch an accent or a feeling or an emotion. And as my sister says, Geminis are slightly, what's the word? Not psychotic. Bipolar. That's what my sister used to say to me, because as a Gemini, you're quite mutable as a character. You're a mutable sign, as I know in the zodiac sign. And I think maybe my personality can kind of switch from different things. I'm very empathic, so I suppose that helps. In terms of if someone's feeling great, then I'm with that too. I go with that. Someone's feeling sad, I take that on and I feel that personally. So I think maybe it's that. I'm great at switching when I need to. Useful as a cover, yeah. And that's what we do as actors. We have many strings to our phenomenal bow. Yeah.
And when you were travelling around as a youngster with your parents, Lucyelle, can you remember any music from certain regions that really hit the spot, that kind of maybe just planted the seed that I like music, I could go into this for a career?
Again, I would say Dad, they played numerous different artists, and in the car we would have our double cassettes of Michael Jackson, Meatloaf, Madonna, ABBA, Cheryl, Tina, you name it. We had these phenomenal artists in the car and we would just play that tape over and over via traveling through all those countries. And I would try and make my mum and dad and my sister laugh, because it was quite grueling traveling for that long in a car. All 4 of us together, and me and my sister have been long ever since we were born, I swear. I mean, she was premature, so she was schnickel. But I'm 5'11", and I swear I've always been tall. So we're crammed into this car, the 4 of us, and I thought, I'm just going to start sounding like that person. So I would make my mum and dad laugh when I sang like Elvis, or I sang like Meatloaf, or I sang like Cher. I would try, yeah, because I
love the Meatloaf Cher combo, Lucyelle. You kept that quiet. There's a show there, my goodness.
Isn't there? Oh my gosh. I'd have to brush up on the Meatloaf. She hasn't done that for a while. I've got to be honest with you. Yeah, that's not on the CV. It's not on the CV.
So your parents obviously recognised your love of singing.
Yeah.
At what point did you say to them, look, I really do want to do this. This is something that I want to take seriously?
My mum said that I think I was 4 years of age or something, and my dad was up on stage doing one of his plays. And I turned to my mum, apparently according to mum, and said, that's what I want to do. I want to do that.
So your dad was on stage?
Yeah. Well, my dad did acting for a number of years, whether that was Amdram or different theatre work. And my dad played quite a strong role in all my auditions. So he would, and mum would as well, they would drive me different classes, dance classes, singing classes, drama. I was part of, I think it was 3 or 4 different musical theatre companies around Kent. So I was just a part of all these different things, and mum and dad were just so phenomenal, driving us back and forth to all these classes. I couldn't thank them more, actually. They've always been there. And dad, who had lots of acting experience, he'd be like, let's go through that scene together. And he'd always be with me. And when I was auditioning for drama schools, my dad would be coaching me through it. So would my sister, because my sister was an actress as well. And yeah, she's 4 years older than me, but she was very happy to kind of put me through my paces and give me notes.
What a supportive family, and I think it's so lovely that you recognise the dedication of your parents, because my goodness, it's they have a busy time, don't they, parents?
Yeah.
I remember my mum taking me to lots of swimming lessons, to football, and how lovely that you had a dad as well, not only dad's cabs, but somebody could give you notes and help you with your script as well.
I'm really lucky, I really am, and I do cherish them for that. That's so wonderful. I'm so lucky. Very grateful.
And how did you find the experience of finding the right training for you, drama school-wise, Lucyelle? Did you look at quite a few options there?
I did, yes. So when I was 18, I auditioned for Mountview in Guildford, and also a couple of others outside of London. My dad said, let's just widen this. Let's not go for anything specific. because you'll be really sad if you don't get in. And actually, my heart was very much set on Guildford School of Acting or Mount View. It was one of the two.
Yeah, yeah.
But unfortunately, when I'd auditioned, all the bursaries had been given out. So I couldn't apply for a scholarship and my parents couldn't afford for that to happen. But I also got a place at Birmingham School of Speech and Drama and Newcastle College of Performing Arts in
My
Newcastle
word.
City Centre. And my parents said, look, maybe work for a year. We'll try and look at different bursaries. We'll try and audition for Guildford and Mount View again with a bit of money behind us. And I said, no, I'm going to Newcastle. So at 18, I turned up in Newcastle in a council flat called Cruddas Park, and I did a 2-year H&D musical theatre. So it was mental, but it was great. And I was there for 2 years and I loved it. I had the best time in Newcastle, made the best of friends.
Aren't the people joyous up there? And I remember playing the Opera House there, and just
Yes.
like whenever you played that, I remember nipping out during the interval for a bit of fresh air. You'd see the pubs full, but such a buoyancy about the city. That must have been so great to be there for 2 years as well, learning your trade.
100%. And the course was fantastic at Newcastle College. It was absolutely brilliant. And part of me was so sad to leave at the end of the 2 years. I knew I had to come back to Sidcup and I had to, pursue the career, but I really wanted to stay because I made the best of friends, especially in the bars and nightclubs that I worked at, because I had to pay my way. So I'd be working at a nightclub, dancing, being assistant bar manager at a place called Baha Beach Club, and I'd be getting 4, 5 in the morning and up at 8 o'clock for body conditioning till 5 o'clock, and then go back to my nightclub and only have a Sunday off. I passed my course and I think to myself, well done. 18 and 19 till I was 20, but still, oh my gosh, the stamina.
But you're dead right though. And also it would have installed such a great work ethic, which at that age is great grounding, I think, especially when you're going into theatre, isn't it?
Yes, and I suppose it probably got me ready for the cruise ships that I then went on to do.
And did you enjoy that experience on the cruise ship, Lucyelle?
I did indeed. Again, you're very much like a family in a hotel on water, I would call it. And also, when I was singing on those ships, I was singing in not just English. I sang French, Italian, Spanish, German songs.
Oh,
We do musical theatre, obviously. We do opera,
Yeah.
we do pop, we do a rock night, a jazz night. And it really stretched my range again. I got off that ship and thought, I feel like I can sing any style
yeah.
right
And
now.
how great that through doing a job, you're learning on the job. You're not just, getting through the contract, are you? You're actually
No.
widening your skills, increasing your repertoire. I think that's so good. So you must have come off feeling, I'm ready to go here. I'm ready to
I'm
attack.
ready to go, and I'm ready to do a one-woman ABBA show because I sang all the ABBA shows in the land. I was the only female lead vocalist on this one ship,
Oh,
and it was the Lucyelle ABBA show.
but also vocal health wise, that's a big workload. That must have built up the old chords as well. Just exercising, going through a lot of content there.
Yes, absolutely. I probably would match my voice to steel in my 20s down on those ships. 100%.
I had a difficult time when I graduated and then had to go back home before, beginning to audition and starting to get smaller jobs early in my career. I found that very difficult. Did you, just being so high on graduation, you're flying, your confidence is there, and suddenly it was almost a bit like, oh gosh, I've got to reboot myself here. How did you kind of navigate that period?
Well, to be fair, the last cruise ship that I was on, I actually broke my foot on.
Oh.
And I was out. I was in a cast. My left foot was in a cast for about 4.5, 5 months. And I thought, that's it. It's over. I'm never going to perform again. I'm never going to sing
Gosh.
again. I went through this
Yeah.
real dark time, actually. But the stage kept popping into my letterbox. When the stage was a newspaper,
So you'd look in the stage and that kind of kept your spark going, would you say?
kept my spark going. And
Amazing.
LSMT, London School of Musical Theatre, kept popping up in my face. And I just thought, and I'm very spiritual now. I wasn't very much into my spiritual side then, but there was a gut feeling that said, should I go back to college? And should I go to LSMT? And I auditioned for LSMT. I thought, I'm going to go. It's 1 year. And at the end of that year, you will audition one-on-one in front of agents, just you one-on-one, and no other colleges did it. And that's what really kind of gauged my interests. It's a 1-year course. I thought, okay, it's in London Bridge Borough area. Let's go. Got in, had the most amazing 1 year of my life. My life changed from LSMT. It was incredible.
And how wonderful. You obviously, you're enthusing about it so much. Then, you know, later on in your career, you're awarded the Founders Cup. How did that come about? That must have been such a wonderful feeling for you.
I can feel it now, literally, as you're saying it. It's bringing a tear to my eye because after you graduate LSMT, I think it was a couple of years later, Adrian, who is now the producer of the college, who actually cast me in my first panto out of LSMT, but auditioned to be in LSMT, now looks after LSMT as the producer. He began the Founders Cup, and they started from the year dot. So when LSMT first started many years ago, and every year I would see it online on the socials, someone's been awarded the cup, and I'd be beaming for them, and there'd be a feeling saying, maybe it'll be me one day, maybe. And as I was coming out of Pineapple, I just taught a wicked workshop at Pineapple Dance Studios. I had Glenn on the phone, who was my producer at the time, Glenn Lee. Hello, darling, how are you? I was like, I'm good, thank you. He then talks to me for a good 10 minutes and then reveals that they want to award me the LSMT Cup. And when I tell you I had to find a seat down St Martin's Lane to try and steady myself because I was just elated. I burst into tears. Of course, I'm an emotional person, and just grabbed hold of the chair. Someone's gone past. Are you okay, love? No one ever does that in London, but she did, bless her. I went, I've got good news. I'm all right. You know, and just honestly, I was just, what an incredible call to get, and what an incredible thing to receive. And the students sang one of my absolute favourite Charles Miller songs whilst awarding me with the cup and giving me some flowers, and we had some champagne. It was such a beautiful thing, and thank you, 2024. That was glorious.
What I love about that, Lucyelle, it's that moment, having that gut feeling that, LSMT, you know, it seemed right for me, and enjoying your year there, and then to be recognised for being you, being so talented that they harnessed as well. How beautiful. I can only imagine how fulfilling it must have been to think, I was right to go with my gut there. And I think that's so important in life, isn't it? With anything, whatever you do, if you've got a little gut feeling, sometimes it can just lead to so many opportunities, and then to be recognised as well. Oh my goodness, beautiful.
It was glorious, honestly. Yeah, I'll never forget that feeling. So wonderful, so beautiful. And I hold LSMT in such high regard, and the students that I teach online or in person, when they're auditioning for drama schools, I always say, apply for LSMT, check it out, go to the website. I always mention this to all the students that I teach.
Yeah, well,
you have to, because I loved it. It was incredible. Yeah.
Oh, that's so obvious. I love the way your face lights up when you talk about it. But how lovely that you've gone into these juggernaut shows, haven't you? Wicked. I mean, did you like the film? Talk about a big, grandiose show that lends itself to the cinema.
Yes, and I cried maybe 5 or 6 times whilst watching it. And I ran out of tissues, so I had to ask my husband to find something for my schnoz because I was an absolute mess. They were just incredible. What an incredible
what a
film.
cast.
They did it, the cast, they did it beautifully. And I'm very proud to say as well that I auditioned for the role of Miss Coddle in the film.
Oh, fantastic.
So I'll forever be like, yep, well done, great.
Yeah.
Delighted that happened. And that was, again, another amazing experience, audition. And I'll never forget it. So it was amazing. After LSMT, it wasn't until 10 years that I actually got that first West End job. I am a resilient person, and I'm proud of it. I'm so proud of it. But it took 10 years of grafting, doing other fantastic shows, then putting my hand into different things. So choreographing, assistant directing, producing, becoming a casting director as well. I just said to myself, let's keep going. And if I'm supposed to have a West End job, that's going to happen. It's not if, it's when. So whilst I'm waiting for the when to happen, I'm just going to put my hand into everything and put myself everywhere. And so I did. And
That's
so,
so admirable. It's a huge lesson, isn't it? I imagine to your students as well that you teach and impart all your knowledge and skill to. But sometimes you just got to hang in there. You've kind of got to take every opportunity, haven't you? Because you
yeah,
don't know what it's going to lead to. But if you want something enough, it
yeah.
will happen. And you were ploughing away constantly, I imagine, during those 10 years. Were there any ever moments when you were just like, I'm kind of done? And if so, what did you use to kind of just reignite that spark again?
So many moments like that. And my gut would then say, no, 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 you're not giving up. You're not. You're not. You can't. You are who you are. You are a human doing human things, but also your soul and your sparkle is in performing. I love teaching. I enjoy teaching, but actually being on stage and being part of a company, creating a role as well, I absolutely thrill at that. And my gut said to me, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Every time I felt it. And I had days when I'd come out of a final and think, okay, is this it? Is this it? Could it be it? Then I'd get the email or the call saying, not this time, but let's keep going. I'd get a strong sugary coffee, or I'd get a wine, or at the time, if I was smoking, I'd light up a cigarette and feel like I'm in a scene in EastEnders, just like absolutely crumbling at the side, against the wall,
Yeah.
rain pouring down my face. But always knowing this is what I do. This is part of who I am, and it's a strong part of who I am. It's not exactly who I am. I'm so much more than performing, but it's what is part of me, and it's the strongest part.
Isn't it interesting when you know what is right for you, when you feel comfortable, you feel relaxed at work, you're doing what you love, and it's quite hard to explain to people who aren't in the creative world, I find, but it's just knowing that, yeah, I can be my true self here, because sometimes growing up I was like, you can't be pigeonholed, can you, as a performer? I don't think, because we're built up for so many different facets that just to feel comfortable within a company, like you say, and doing what you love, it's beautiful. So I imagine after 10 years when you did get that job, Lucyelle, you were just like so vindicated. Like, I admire you so much for that.
Thank you. And the day that I got that call saying it's happened, you're doing what you've always wanted to do since you were 8 years of age, and you listened to like the Les Mis soundtrack back to back, the Miss Saigon soundtrack. It's happened. Me and
Yeah.
my husband were on our way to our wedding venue to put the deposit down at the Globe Theatre at the Swan balcony room. That's where we were going to get married, because we both met and fell in love with each other whilst doing Shakespeare. That's why we opted for the Globe Theatre and the beautiful Swan balcony.
Oh, what a venue! Wow.
I know. Again, it's mad. What a dream. What a dream. Oh my goodness. And we were on the train, in the carriage, agent calls. I looked at my husband, and Ben, that's literally when I said to him, if this is a no, and I've been down to the finals for Wicked probably 3 times previously for 2 tours and once for the West End, I said, I'm so happy with us and what we're doing and what we're doing with our theatre company, and me being casting director, occasionally playing roles. This isn't the be all and end all, but I think we're done now, because it is too hard, because it does hurt. And then my agent said, well, they've offered you. I swore, I screamed, I cried very loudly in the train carriage. My husband, he doesn't cry. He's not a crier. He's not like me. And he honestly just teared up and knew as soon as I went, what? Like I literally was it was incredible. Yeah. Very lucky indeed.
Just wonderful. And when you got into rehearsals, was it as everything you'd hoped for? Were you just in your element?
Yes. It was absolutely amazing. We rehearsed at the Three Mills, huge venue, and just being in that room and having that score in my hand, and the musical director, James Drazy, just teaching us our harmonies. Probably people were looking at me like, is she okay? Because my smile was literally like, I can believe it because I deserve it. But my goodness, I'm flying. I feel like I'm flying. I'm literally elevating, and my dream has come true, and that is incredible. And my goodness, get me on that rake. Get me on that stage now. And literally the rake at Wicked is pretty much that. Yeah, I'll never forget it. I will never forget it. And I want everyone in theatre or in training to feel the same because they deserve it. Everyone works so hard. Everyone grafts. It's a tough business. My God, we know that.
Yeah.
And there's so many of us, and there are many, many more of us coming out each year.
And when you're between jobs now, Lucyelle, what kind of little devices do you have in place? You've just raised a lot of money for Men for Mind, which is wonderful, but the importance of kind of good, healthy mental well-being, it's massive, isn't it? Can never be underestimated.
Absolutely.
Just how important it is to kind of feel good. Like, obviously you love your walking. Does that kind of really help you?
It does. Being in nature,
Yeah.
grounding. I'm an air sign. I'm a Gemini, so it's very much, I love being outside, being in nature.
Same.
Sitting down in the ground and visualizing as well. So visualizing I'm on a beach and I can hear the waves and my feet are like stuck into warm sand or something. I personally think mindfulness is key to helping you out in between auditions, or if you're having a rough time in a contract, you're not enjoying yourself, it's not going well. The best thing to do is just being super kind to yourself and giving yourself so much love, whether you believe it or not. Things like affirmations, telling yourself you're beautiful, you're wonderful, you're strong, you're glorious, you're magic, you're special. Things like that. And some people don't like doing that. I get it. It's really great for your soul and your heart because you will feel that fizz. You'll feel that fizz in your gut, in your heart that says, yes, that's what I am. Exactly that. And exercising. It's so important, whether that's walking, dancing. I love going to a dance class. When I'm teaching, I just lose myself because, because I'm just throwing myself into creativity. It's so important. Watching your favourite film, listening to your favourite song, dancing around your bedroom, not caring if anyone can see you walking past the window.
Yeah.
Let them join in, it's like, come on.
Baby. It's so true, though. It's kind of, the world is dark enough, it's complicated enough as it is, isn't it? But it's so lovely and important just to remind yourself that I'm allowed to look after myself here. If it means saying no to an invite or no to a coffee with a friend, sometimes it's just great just to look after yourself. And if that means just sitting in bed with a good film, with a favourite piece of music, it's lovely. But my God, your voice is stunning, Lucyelle, but the joy of singing for you must bring you so much happiness.
It does, absolutely. I'd say that the case was slightly different during the pandemic because I unfortunately lost my voice for 5 months, I think it was. I had COVID so bad that I used to be mildly asthmatic. Now I'm fully asthmatic. And because of all the coughing that I did, it really damaged my cords. It damaged my throat. I couldn't speak. I couldn't even speak for months. And then as I was kind to myself and I didn't beat myself up thinking, let's run before we can walk. Auditions are happening again. Everything's lifting up. Everyone's opening again. Self-tapes are coming in thick and fast. I made sure that I was really gentle with myself because it is such a tiny instrument and it needs to be taken care of. And it wasn't going to come back how it was before the pandemic because we change and we age and our voices change with that. Women, we go through perimenopause, menopause, and it just changes everything up. So yes, right now when I sing, I feel amazing, whether that's in the shower or in front of people in a room at the auditions or self-taping. It feels incredible. But indeed, there has been a time in the past where it made me very sad that I couldn't do what I wanted to do, that I was used to doing, because I had to get to know my voice again after that happened. So that's just for something who's listening. If anyone has vocal troubles or vocal worries, it takes time and you've just got to be patient because patience is a gift. You've got to surrender to it. And it will work itself out. It will look after you. It will take care of you. Yeah.
Well, it certainly did for you, Lucyelle. That feeling when it did start to return, that must have been so reassuring for you.
Yes, absolutely that. Yeah. And then after the pandemic, we did Into the Woods, which is a big sing.
Oh, gosh.
Sondheim, it's incredible. It is absolutely sensational.
What a score. My goodness.
What a score.
How was it with Terry Gilliam? Was that an interesting experience? Because he's off the charts, isn't he?
Yes, exactly that. Well, so I auditioned for cover Jack's mother and cover stepmother. So for the 2 roles. And when I first met him in that room, I had to contain my excitement. I'm a huge Monty Python fan. I absolutely adore this man, and I really had to try and just be like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Hello, just really chill, because if not, I'd be like this, and I'd be a bit too much. I know, I'm 5'11", I'm curvy, I have gravitas. So he could have felt afraid by me, but he didn't. What he said after the first time I went through the material, he went, "My God, you're exciting. You are so exciting. I love your energy, man. God." And I just went,
Wow.
"You what? Terry? Well, I can die happy now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. If the world goes, disappears and I go with it." Terry Gilliam said that about me, and that's cool. I couldn't believe it. I went, "Thank you." Inside, dying,
Yeah.
screaming, rocking. Just absolutely being like, what did he just say? And then I got the contract.
Oh.
And my God, the tears came, the screaming came, the dancing in the bedroom came. It was wonderful. And such an incredible production at Bath as well. Such an incredible
beautiful
production.
theatre as well. I think that's lovely. It's one of the perks of touring and playing around the country is we get to see some beautiful venues and cities. But that theatre there is beautiful, isn't it?
It's
So intimate
beautiful.
and grand.
We didn't get to see it in Legally Blonde. We didn't go to Bath.
Oh,
we didn't. So I was so happy that I got a chance to go there, because Bath is beautiful. I am a spa queen. If I can be in water, meditate, be in a sauna, or do some sound bowls and sound healing, if I can be a part of that, I'm there. And that's what Bath was that was on every corner. I was like, yeah, spa, thank you. She's going for a massage today. She's going for a sound bowl. She'll see you at the half.
I love that you do look after yourself, because that's so important in this crazy world, isn't it? And I really love what you say about just taking time to look after yourself, manifest what you're after, just try and spread as much happiness, because I really believe it comes back to you. Do you?
Yes, yeah. You create what you think of, and it's so true. Whether you know that you're subconsciously thinking of that, it's going to come to fruition. It just does. That's just how you work as a human, because you're so powerful and so magical. You can make anything happen, definitely. And I think the reason why I very much look after myself now more than I have is because of what happened in COVID.
Yeah.
Some mornings I thought I wasn't going to wake up. That's how bad, to be honest, it was. Some mornings I was terrified that I wouldn't actually see the next day. So ever since that point, my God, I wake up every morning, I plant my feet down, I say thank you, sleep, thank you, bed, thank you, day. I always say thank you, because I am so happy that I'm still here and I'm alive.
Yeah.
And I get to play on another day.
Yeah.
So important to look after yourself. You go first. You can't pour from an empty cup or an overfilling cup. You have to make sure that you are looking after you. Your health is vital. Your heart, your truth, what you say, authenticity.
Since I've knocked the old booze on the head, I'm so open to doing that, to putting myself first more often than I used to making sure that I'm feeling good and happy, so I can, be the best version of myself. I think it's so important and so lovely to be so open and to be able to talk about it. I think it's great, and the joy you share online, Lucyelle, amongst your friends and family, I think it's so infectious. It's lovely. And I know you lost a close friend, the actor Paul Hutton, recently, and that must have been extremely, extremely difficult. But I've no doubt that through remembering him fondly and with joy and love, that you'll just remember the good times, which is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm lucky that he was in my life, and that he played a huge part in my life in terms of the love, the support, the encouragement of me remembering who I am. Yeah, he was another earth angel sent back, because they've done what they needed to do. Wow, I'm still learning so much about grief and how to navigate that, but also very much understanding that it's patience with myself and being gentle.
Yeah.
That's what matters. And also, of course, those special, fond, wonderful, silly, hilarious memories.
Glorious.
Being silly is brilliant. Being so stupid, you literally say to yourself, I'm an absolute TWAT right now. We used to call each other that all the time, me and Paul, honestly, because we would just do the silliest things and be on trains and tubes and walking down the street being mental. and the passers-by think, trying not to smile or smirk when really they were really enjoying what they were getting for free. They could have paid at a theatre. But...
And also probly wanting to be joining in,
Yes!
Join in, people. Be silly.
Because he was a ball of fun. He was fun, energy, sassy, naughty, all the things, annoying, in your face, just everything. And and that's what we all have in us. We have so many different facets, so many different parts. And it's just about embracing that.
I'm sure you both had the best fun.
Yes, we did.
I just wondered,
thank you.
Besides singing something for a gig or an audition or a self-tape, do you have one song that makes you feel just really fulfilled, really happy? Do you have one song?
I have many playlists on my shuffle. I have, high vibe, gratitude, manifestation. I have them all. They're all there. The diva, the sass. My favourite tune. Oh, okay. So the one that I would absolutely sing and crack out is probably Love You I Do from Dreamgirls, just because
it's a classic.
It's sassy, it's romantic, it's fun, it's diva-ish. And the one that I would probably listen to and just be like, yeah, let's have a boogie. Still to this day is a bit of Despacito. Just getting in those hips, a bit of Despacito. Latino jazz. I love it.
I've got osteoarthritis in my knees now, so I think if I tried that one, it'd move to my hips in no time. I'll be... the walking stick will be out. Oh, you know what I love that puts me in such a great mood? It's Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, Oh What a Night.
Yes!
Just love it.
Great tune.
There's some songs that just hit you and get in my bones where I'm just like, ooh. And I become that dancing giraffe that I love, just carefree, having a boogie. Yeah, that'd be mine. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Oh, Lucyelle, it's been so lovely to have a chat to you. We toured together, but life's busy, life's bonkers, but it's been so lovely, Lucyelle, the joy you spread to everybody you come into contact with, be it on stage or off stage, and just keep being you, because you're fantastic and you keep smiling and you do spread happiness, and you filled up Benjy's Cafe podcast today with loads of the stuff. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. And thank you for asking me along. It's been an absolute pleasure and honour. Thank you, my love.
Thanks for listening to the wonderful Lucyelle Cliffe. Thank you, Lucyelle. Don't forget, a fresh new episode of Benjy's Cafe podcast drops every Tuesday. Just find us wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a follow so every episode gets sent straight to your phone. Tell your friends, tell your family, and if you can, please leave a review. In episode 7, blimey, 7 already, I'll be joined by the actor and TikTok star, Kitty Harris. I'll get the kettle on. Have a great day.